I'm Rebecca Hirschman, coordinator of Aleene's Craft Club.
I'm Fiona Terry, credit manager for Aleene's.
We love working here at Aleene's.
So we hope you enjoyed today's show.
Welcome to Aleene's Creative Living. We have some wonderful ideas today, so let's get started.
We have some sensational scissors to help you with your sewing projects.
And we'll share tips on creating one-of-a-kind plastic canvas pieces.
Get ready to save some money on crafting supplies with today's Blowout.
And you're going to bring ladybugs and butterflies into your home with a cheery painted lamp.
We'll create vintage holiday decor using greeting cards.
And you'll soon be a fan of what we rescue out of the Aleene's recycle bin.
We are starting off today's show with something to bring a spark to your holiday parties.
So let's get the show on the road.
Now, if you're needing some ideas for the holidays, especially at Christmas time or even for those New Year's Eve parties, I've got a great idea for you today because this is something everyone's going to have fun with. It's called holiday poppers, and what you do is go to the store or a party supply store and get these little party poppers. Now, if you're not familiar with these, let me show you how it works. What I did was cover them with the little crepe paper and the little roses, and then just tie it up with a little gold ribbon. Everything's little, did you notice that? And then you set them around the table for your guests to play with, and what they do is just pull the string. Are you ready? Woo! That's pretty fun. The streamers went way off the table. So that's really a fun idea. Now, another thing you can do is look over here. I've decorated several of the large holiday poppers, and these can be done with candy, or you can put the popper in there. And what I suggest is put a popper in just a few of them, and then just candy in some of them, and that way the guests will be surprised at the ones that have the poppers. Now, I think I can show you here that way down in there, there's the string for the popper. So whenever they grab a hold of this and they pull this through, they'll be able to pop that popper. This one doesn't have candy in it, it has a popper, so someone's gonna get a nice surprise. Now let me show you how I did it. All you need is a paper roll like this. You can use any size that you want. And I'm just going to use this. This is actually a paper towel roll, and I cut it in half. And I thought that made a really nice size. Now, what you need is some tissue. And if you don't have tissue, you can call our operators today and ask for the crepe paper that you like. I'm using white crepe paper today. Now, I'm going to lay this over here and make sure that I'm going to have enough room to gather it up on each end. And yes, that's going to work really nice. Okay, then what I want to do is put my popper on the inside, and I'm going to pull that string just slightly so that it makes it longer. Now I want to glue it just to the inside of my roll, like this, and now it's all ready to tie up. Now, I can also add candy if I want to, but I don't think I would put it in there with the popper because the popper is going to actually blow out those little streamers. So if you're making it without the popper, then now is the time to add your candy. Now, I'm just going to roll this up like this. This is so easy, and it would be fun for the kids to help you get these little favors ready. You know, I've also seen these done for weddings. You can fix this up really pretty with all your lace and the colors of your table decorations. And it works really fun for the guests to have something to do when they get bored. Now, the tacky glue is perfect for your crepe paper because it goes right into it and seals it up nicely. Now what we want to do is tie the ends with our silk flowers. And I'm going to use a little red ribbon here. This is so easy to do and so fun. And I'm going to see if I can get all the way through it so that you can see exactly what you want to do. This would even be fun for a football game whenever you have all the guys over and decorate it up with the colors of the team. There's just all kinds of ideas you can create from one idea like this. Now I'm going to just leave this end and show you how to do the center. And I'm going to start on the back side here. And this is just gift wrap, a foil gift wrap. And I'm using the tacky glue again so that I don't make this melt. All right, and I love using the pinking shears. It just makes it a little more festive. And now I'm going to recycle something else, which is an old Christmas card. And all these over here have been done with Christmas cards also. Now, what I did was just cut a part of this card out like this. And now I'm going to glue it onto the popper. Now, I don't know if you can get a good look at this, but I'm going to pull it over the side of the table, and that will make it curl. Or you can use your scissors to curl the paper too. Now I'm going to just glue this on, and that's all there is to it. And then you would finish the other end, and it would make it look just like this. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is a great idea and really fun for your guests. Now, the instructions for the holiday poppers are featured in the November issue of Aleene's Creative Living magazine. Coming up next, discover sensational scissors for sewing and quilting.
If you have the right tools, your projects just come out better. Well, Heidi recently found out that scissors can make or break a project. Let's take a look.
Janie, last time you were here, you showed us some wonderful tools for sewing. Now you've brought some great scissors.
That's right. I have brought 3 sensational scissors. They're great for everyday home use.
And they're bent.
They're bent for a purpose.
And the purpose is?
I'll show you. I want to keep my hands out of the way so my point of cutting I can see.
Oh, that makes sense. So this one, if I'm just going into it, I can see where I'm cutting because it's bent.
That's right.
Show us how.
The blade on this scissors, this is our double curved scissors. The blade is curved. I can rest it against the edge of my fabric like this. I'm not poking into it or cutting my red cardinal here. It's resting, and I can make a nice close cut like this. The whole time I can see my point of cutting. Can't even see where I cut it.
That is wonderful. Let's show again the way that they're bent.
That is only 3.5 inches long. It's very versatile. I use it for all my handwork, like embroidery, cross stitch, whatever I do at home.
Oh, I could see lots of crafting purposes for this one.
That's right.
Now the next one you have is even a different one yet.
That's right. That is the ultimate embroidery scissors. Anyone who has a home machine has to invest in this scissors. Keep it right next to your home embroidery machine and you'll write me a thank you note. You will.
Okay. Now we have a little thread here that's on the machine. It's a little white one, and if you can see it right there. Okay, now you can go ahead and go in there and cut it.
Okay.
Now,
because of the greater angle on this scissors, I can lift it over top of my embroidery hoop, and I can make a close cut. The blades fit under the presser foot. I'm not poking through, and my cut's done.
oh, wow.
If you do some kind of work at home with multiple colors, you can end up with multiple tails, and that can cause a big tangled mess. With this scissors, you can make cuts as you go, and it's really easy to work with. You've got to make this investment.
So even if you don't do machine embroidery, I can see lots of uses just for cutting the threads when you're sewing.
That's right.
Because you can see then it's not the scissors are not covering up. Now we have another tool.
This is like the others because the blades are curved. Great for thread trimming. It's called our Snip Ease, just like this. Would you like to try it? There's one right there. Really easy to pick up. It's great for tired hands. There's no loops on my handles.
Now these snip so easily. They're wonderful.
That's right. Anyone who would have like a touch of gout or arthritis, or maybe you've been sewing all day and you just don't feel like manipulating your fingers into these loops, you can just pick this up
Because it doesn't
take a
take very
squeeze.
much to squeeze them.
That's right.
We do have a Get Acquainted kit today with the Snip Ease embroidery snips and the first the double curved extra thin embroidery scissors. And we also have the Ultimate scissors that are available open stock. So if you just want to buy the Ultimate scissors separately, they are available if you call our operators. I wanted to show this tool one more time though, because I wanted to show the ease of clipping. It goes so easy. Like you said, anybody who has trouble with using their hands, this is just great for just snipping little threads or little tiny things. Now you have this wonderful catalog that they can get through your website.
That's right. If you'll contact us at www.havels.com, we'd be happy to send you our booklet. And also, if you contact us, we have left-handed scissors available for those left-handed seamstresses.
And you also have some information, product information available, and how others that aren't going to get it on the web can get the information. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this.
Thanks. It's been a ball.
We'll be right back with some simple stitching and plastic canvas projects for your home. Stay tuned.
Birdhouses are so popular. Everyone has at least one in their home or their garden, and Leisure Arts has really pegged it this time. This is plastic canvas, and joining me is Lauren Johnston. Tell us about these cute little magnets.
Well, these are so cute, these little birdhouse magnets, and you can make them whatever color you want to match, your home or to match wherever you want. Your refrigerator, of course, is a great place for magnets, but what a cute place on a watering can for just a decorative item.
I like that idea. Now, can you grab one of those and let's look at the back side of it?
Because there's several pieces that we're putting together on this, and you can see we've layered on the top, and then the back, you can see we've just glued several pieces together, as well as our little magnet to hold it to our refrigerator.
Oh, right.
Very simple to do, and the pieces are so nice and little, you can just work on them in steps and then just get it all put together.
Oh, really?
Right.
Well, show me some other ideas in this book.
Well, this book has over 75 projects, and we start out with a table of contents that has 10 different theme sections.
Wow.
So you can just, if you've got a theme in mind, just pick your theme and then find something in that section.
Okay.
And then all these wonderful color pictures of all the projects and ideas for displaying them and things like that, and color ideas, which is great. Here's the little magnets we're making today.
Oh.
Aren't they cute?
I'm
and
helping
here,
you hold
here
your book.
we've put birds on a wreath, which makes it real cute.
Okay.
So just tons of different ones, and then let me get to the back a little bit here.
All right.
And then we have the charts for each of them, and that tells us exactly how we need to cut our plastic canvas, what size plastic canvas we need, gives us color ideas. I know it wants to pop up there. And the stitching, that we need to do. It's got everything on there that we need, Patty. So this is for this particular one that we're going to show today. And I'm going to flip even further back in this great book.
Okay. What else have you got?
And here we have our stitching charts.
Oh.
So all of the stitches that we're going to need for all of these projects are all right here. So you can just follow all the different names and everything. Couldn't be easier. It's a great book.
I noticed on the front of this book it says there's over 75 projects. Now that's a lot of projects.
That's a lot of projects. You can be doing some plastic canvas for a long time.
Well, now show me what you've got going on.
Right. Now, instead of cutting it out of my book like I did last time, this time I did make a color Xerox, okay? Because I don't want anybody ruining their books.
That's right.
So this just makes it easier to refer to for me on television, but that's not a necessary step. And I also have put just, again, I recommended, for myself, I just wrote in pencil the names of the stitches on here. It was just easy reference for myself to do that. And then I know, okay, I've got to do a goblin stitch, I've got to do a back stitch, I've got to do all those on there. Just, as I say, if I'm going to take it in the den and just work on these over and over again, makes it easier for me.
Right.
So follow this particular chart, and it tells you exactly how big to cut your plastic canvas. So for this little one, I'm cutting it 14 by 3, and we've shown how to cut the plastic canvas. I just want to remind everyone that when you're cutting, if I'm cutting and using this side over here, I want to make sure that I get that thread cut and that there's no little nibs or points sticking out there. And then this side is not usable, so if I want to use this side, I would have to cut that off.
Oh, okay.
So that's just real important to make it nice and neat that way.
Right.
Get all of your pieces cut out, and it couldn't be simpler on there. Get them all cut out. If you're going to make multiples, I suggest you cut them all at the same time.
Okay.
And then as you're working with one color, you can just work with several, several different pieces at the same time. So here's our front and here's our front and our back, okay, because we're going to have that little hole and all of our little pieces.
Okay.
So let's start stitching. We're using a large tapestry needle, and this is a goblin stitch that we're doing here. What a fun name, huh?
Yes. What does it do? Skip to go?
Right.
Okay.
It makes a large diagonal basically
I
on
see
this one.
that.
So just continue to do that. That's what the whole front is.
Okay.
So get the front of that done. And then you can see, I want to point out that we've left our thread on the outside. We're going to do an overcast stitch and stitch the front and back together.
Okay.
So that's real important that we don't go over that edge.
Okay.
Okay. Once we have gotten our front all stitched, we're using embroidery floss now.
Okay.
And what we're doing is a back stitch. And a back stitch is basically just a decorative stitch, and it goes over the top of what you have done, or in
Wow.
between in this instance. See, and it just emphasizes, you could do writing, you know, anything like that, but that's basically what a back stitch is used for.
This makes it kind of look like shingles, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit there. We've got that part done.
Okay.
I'll pass that on to you.
All right. I'm going to keep all these, you know.
And this is the wrong side of my back, but basically, as you can see here, this is the part
Oh.
that's going to show. We put our little black, and that's so that that shows through there. Isn't that
Aha,
cute?
Yes.
And then again, like I said before, we're going to do our overcast stitch around the edges. So you would just continue around the entire thing. That holds it together. Get that completely done. And then you get all your other pieces stitched. And as I said, we just glue those together. That's all there is to it.
Wow.
And it's so little and portable. That's what I love about it. You can take it anywhere.
It is adorable, Lauren.
And then put your magnet on the back, glue your magnet on the back, and you're set.
Well, we've got all kinds of ideas today just from you showing us this fun project.
I hope so.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Don't cut anything besides fabric or thread with your sewing scissors. Otherwise, you will dull your blade.
I'm so excited. We're having a really fantastic big blowout on Christmas kits. You know, we're making room for spring items at our Creative Living Network, and we need to empty our warehouse. And I have Annika with me today to tell us what we're going to be talking about in kits.
Okay, we have a good blowout today. 2 weeks ago, we showed this reindeer kit that was on a blowout, and we had the sleigh kit available. Well, today we're going to feature the sleigh kit with the reindeer kit available.
And each one of them are $19.99, and let me mention that the basket, the sleigh one, was $50.95 before, and now it's $19.99, and the reindeer basket was $52.95, and now is $19.99.
With
what a
free
saving.
shipping.
That's very important. Free shipping and handling.
Yes, that's
And we'll send it out to you right away because we know that you need time to make
ready
up
for Christmas.
You know, you need to make up a whole bunch of these. You need to make up some to sell. You need to make up some to give away.
there you go. And hostess parties, or even if you have some Christmas bazaars coming up, these would be fantastic to take out.
You need more than one because you're going to find 10 uses, 12 uses.
That's
for
true,
these.
and people are going to ask you, can I get another one? Can I get another one? And you better have them.
Once they blow out, they're gone.
That's true.
Now let's take another look over here at the sleigh.
The sleigh.
I'm going to even turn the sleigh around a little bit so you can see it from all different angles because you can see this would be wonderful for the dining room, for the dining
Definitely
table,
a centerpiece.
any place because you can see it all the way around.
And you don't have to put, you know, the candles or anything in it. You could fill it with nuts or cookies, Christmas, anything.
All kinds of things, little gifts in there if you were
Oh,
giving
yeah.
it to somebody. Let's show them what they get in this particular kit.
In this, you get the sleigh mesh, or mesh sleigh, I should say, pine assortment, some greens, lots of greens. You're going to have plenty to do, even make some extras. You get the holly, you get the ribbon in 2 different colors, gold and green. You get some foam, some picks with wires on it, a candle, and an assortment of cards.
So all for $19.99. You know, your sleigh is almost worth that price,
That's
isn't
right.
it? And so you get all these extra things like that. Let's take a real quick look at the sleigh in the back because it's been painted, and you may want to, for your own home decor,
Yes.
you may want to paint it the color of whatever, you know,
Whatever, yeah.
your decorations. That particular one was painted gold because that's my color. That one was created by Heidi. That's Heidi's color too. You know, with me with tacky glue, it's gold. Okay, so you do get an awful lot. How about showing them how quick and easy it is to put together?
This is really easy. You start with your big stuff in the back, or tall stuff in the back, and then work your way down.
Okay, so now since you have styrofoam,
You can even pick
could
it in.
start
You
with a
don't even
piece-
have to pick it. I mean, you don't even have to glue it. You can always just pick it right in.
Okay, now those picks, these are florist picks that you're talking about, and
Yes, they
there
are.
are 4 florist picks that come with this and make it easy to put in. And you just really just kind of shove it in and
That's right.
any way that you like. Now you can put some in like you're doing with more room for gifts, or you can put some to the front and something to the back.
That's
Again,
right.
it's super simple to do. People, you know, that haven't had training in arranging, doesn't make any difference.
No, you know, if you experiment with it, especially if you don't glue it in, then you could take it out and start all over again anytime you like.
Yeah. Let's take another look at it. Now, remember 2 weeks ago we were showing this one. I'm going to hold it up so that I can turn it around a little bit because it doesn't photograph as good as it looks in person. It's great in person.
It is really nice looking, and
Aren't those
if
wonderful?
you're a reindeer collector, this is a perfect present.
There are all kinds of things. Now, again, you're going to put a bow. You made 2 little tufts instead of a bow.
Yeah, and then I made one bow for
Now the instructions are all in there.
They are step-by-step instructions. You can follow them and get the one like we have today, or you can make up your own design.
Okay, now this is really the deal of the year because we're clearing out this particular warehouse of all the Christmas items or the Christmas kits.
So once they're gone, they're gone.
Once they're gone, they're gone, and everybody's going to want more than one. You know, they're going to think of all the different reasons and ways, and they do get free shipping and handling.
Free shipping. You can buy 5, and you're still going to get free shipping.
Free shipping.
So that's a deal.
It really pays for that. Let's real quick go through what they get in the kit.
Wire mesh basket, sleigh basket, of course, the greens, the holly, the
sphagnum moss.
I'm going to forget that every time. Okay, we got 2 colors of ribbon, gold and green. We got the foam, the wired picks, of course, floral. We also got the candle and the assortment of cards, which you can give these cards out to all kinds of different friends.
$19.99 value, and this particular one is $50.95. You get it now for $19.99.
That's
Thank
it.
you, Annika, for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up next, Marlene Watson has some great ideas for lamp decor.
Welcome back to Aleene's Creative Living. We're going to continue by showcasing more projects, and we want you to be part of the fun.
In this half hour, we have a painted lamp that brings the garden indoors, decorative blocks with a vintage look.
But first, it's time for sharing. What have you got there, Catherine?
I have a letter from Christy Beaton from Ridgecrest, California, and it says, Dear Aleene's crew, I thought I'd share this cute story with all of you. Every day, I tape Aleene's Creative Living, and when I'm done filling the tape and watching it, I pass it on to my mother, who watches it. Isabel, my 3-year-old daughter, knows that when I get home each day, I pop in my Aleene's Creative Living tape, and we sit together and watch the show.
Aw, that's
Isn't that
nice.
sweet? Well, listen
Yes.
to this. This gets so adorable. The other day, Isabel and I went to go rent some movies. When I asked her which movie she would like to rent, she replied, Aleene's. I didn't know we were at all the video stores. I was very surprised and delighted by her response at the movie store. I totally agree with all of you when you talk about teaching children at a young age to craft. I craft with my 11-year-old daughter, Tiffany, my 5-year-old son, Blake, and my 3-year-old daughter, Isabel. We even get my husband, Kelly, in on the crafting now and then.
Oh, boy.
We are one big, happy crafting family. Isn't that so? That's just a great story.
It really is.
I just love that.
I love it when crafting involves everyone in the family, don't you? Mm-hmm. Well, I've got another one here. It's from Judy Young. It says, Dear Aleene's family, it would take too many pages for me to tell you how your show has truly changed my life, so I won't put you through that. You are all so inspirational. Just watching you all and listening to your creative tips and thoughts is sometimes exactly what my day needs. In these past 7 or 8 years of watching your show, that's a long time, we have been on a long time, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
I have learned that there is nothing I can't do. I can paint, sketch, sew, and quilt. My husband even comes to me to fix things that seem unfixable. My highest claim to fame is taking furniture from garbage to treasures. That is my favorite. What a wonderful sense of achievement, especially from someone who couldn't even draw a stick person in the past. Thank you, thank you. I realize my creativity was there all the time, but thank you for showing me that. From Judy Young, Fort Mitchell, Kentucky.
Oh, that's great. I have yet another email.
All right.
This is from Dawn M. from Essex Junction, Vermont. And it says, I had to take some time to write all of you at Aleene's. A few days ago, I watched the show. Catherine was speaking about heirloom items and mentioned passing flower bulbs from generation to generation. That was the Creative Solutions. She says, my mother has passed to me bulbs from irises that her grandfather had in his garden when she was a little girl. I recently moved to a new house and made sure that we had told the people purchasing our home that the flowers did not stay. I could never have left them behind. I will give them to my daughter, now only 16 months old. Some of those flower bulbs to have at her house when she has one of her own too.
Oh,
isn't that sweet?
that's
Yay.
wonderful.
Good for you, Dawn.
What some creative and inspirational people we have watching
I
us.
think so too. Well, what are we doing on the rest of the show, Patty?
Well, coming up next, we'll brighten your home with a touch of springtime, so stay tuned. If you need something to light up your life, we have got a really pretty lamp today. Marlene, this is so sweet. I love it. It has little ladybugs and butterflies.
This is just a really simple little project to do that anyone can do. You don't have to really be a painter.
Are you sure?
It's just a technique, so you know, we'll just do something that's fun and easy.
Well, I like it that it has dimension. You've got little ladybugs on there, and you've got little butterflies, and they're so textured. How did you do that?
Well, the ladybugs I just found in a craft store. They're just little wood ladybugs that you paint. And then we're going to show you how to do the butterflies just with the dimensional paint.
Well, they are so pretty, and I think it's so cute how you did the grass all the way around the shade.
And that's what I'm going to start out showing you first. I just have one of Aleene's shades, and I'm using quite a lot of water in this. So I'm getting my brush filled with water and then double loading it, putting light green on one side, dark green on the other. Just give it a tap to kind of blend it. A little bit more dark here. And then just start at the bottom, and as you come up, twist your brush.
Ooh.
And just, that makes your shaded leaves.
How pretty.
You know, you really can't go wrong with this.
We were talking a while ago about these boutiques that have such lovely things in them. And for a professional crafter, this is a wonderful idea. You can coordinate with the colors in your bedroom or just anywhere in the home.
And you can just go ahead and add just as much grass as you want. You can come back in between and have shorter ones or, you know, just whatever.
Well, probably part of this is just knowing when to stop, don't you think?
Right, you just want to keep going. And then to do the butterflies, this has been really fun. I've just taken my pattern and laid it under a Teflon sheet.
Oh.
And then traced it with the dimensional paint. And then after they set up for 24 hours, they just peel right off of this sheet.
That's amazing.
And then I just used, now in this one I used some repositionable spray adhesive. And then it'll just find a dry spot here. It'll just stick right on your lampshade.
Oh, boy.
But you could also use tacky glue or, you know, anything to glue it on with.
That is neat. Can I do it?
Sure, these are really fun to do. I start out with the black and just outline it and put the body in.
So you put the body in first like this?
Just squeeze it and just pull it down.
Okay. And then you draw the outside. I get real quiet when I paint, Marlene.
I know, I do too.
Then what do we do? Do we fill that in?
Then take your colors and then just fill them in until they're solid. Now I've used some gold at the top of this one, and
oh, okay.
You can just do little spots of different colors.
Now, if we're interested in getting the lamps today, we can call the operators, and they can take care of us, right?
They have the lamps and the shades open stock.
Okay.
And there's several different styles of the wood lamps.
Oh,
So
I
you've got
really
several
like
things.
this one. This is cute right
I do
here.
too.
So you just fill this in, and then how long is it usually taking these to dry, Marlene?
I let it dry overnight or 24 hours, close to it.
Okay.
And you can tell when you start to peel it up, if you start to peel and it's not clean underneath, there's still a little bit of paint coming up, let it set another hour or so.
Okay. That is so simple. Now, tell me about the base of the lamp. How did you do this?
I just painted that with Aleene's premium coat acrylic paint and just gave it a base coat and then just went ahead and did the same kind of leaves that I just did on the shade. And then I just took the corner of my brush. I don't have the right colors here for that. But whenever you do the little flowers, load the corner of your brush in a dark color and then again in a light color.
Okay.
And then just dab.
I see. So you get that mottled look.
Right, and just do it in 2 shades of purple and you've got this little lavender flower.
Well, now I want everyone to notice that we've got 2 different styles here. This is a little slender style, and then the one that we saw first is a square.
And there are other styles.
Oh,
so
are
you can
there?
ask the operators what styles are available.
Okay. Well, these are so pretty, and I have had such a good time today. Let's play with this butterfly a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead and do the other side and fill in. You can put some black dots in right over the top of your colored paint.
Okay. Ooh. All right.
Okay, you could make the other side match that, so
Okay.
you're not hurting anything.
Yeah, we just have to get a little bit more creative, don't we? Okay. And then that's it. We just fill in the colors and let it
Right.
dry. What a great idea,
And do the little
Marlene.
feelers coming up.
Okay. All right then.
Isn't that fun?
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing us something fun again,
You're
Marlene.
welcome.
Coming up next, we'll have a great project from Delta.
Here's a clever way for kids to create original cards and gift wrap. Simply use leftover scraps of fun foam to make stamps. Cut out simple designs and glue them to foam core that's just slightly larger than the design. Apply ink or paint, and there you have it, a one-of-a-kind card.
Well, Santa is checking his list today because he is so cute on these little decorative blocks. These are one of those projects that even the kids can do. And joining me today is Lauren Johnston from Delta. You're representing Delta today, right?
Yes, I'm having fun with Delta projects today. And these are great decorative blocks. As you said, they're easy for kids to do. I think they're a great recycled item because you can use old Christmas cards, old wrapping paper, anything you want to put on there for that decorative look. And then they've given them a vintage look, basically. They look really old by using this Delta Fine Crackle that we're using today.
The crackle on these is just beautiful. You know, I'm really a fan of crackling anyway. And this is really pretty. Like you say, it's very, very fine.
Really fine, and that's what makes it look so delicate and that it really is old.
Well, it almost looks like the china that you see in the antique stores that's got that little teeny tiny crackle in it.
Right.
Show me how to do this.
We're putting it there on purpose today. Okay. So what we're starting out with is just wood blocks, basic old wood blocks, and we've base coated them the color that we want to base coat them. Done the whole thing. Okay. So start out with that.
Okay.
And then whatever piece you want to put on there. So we've got Santa's list today, since that's what we're making.
Right.
And if you had a lot of like extra Christmas cards, like I said, left over, it's a great use for those, and you can stack them up or use whatever you want on there. Now, the nice part, we're using step 1 of the fine crackle finish from Delta. Okay. We can use that as an adhesive also. We can adhere that, squirt some of that out. Now, the important part on this fine crackle finish is that you want to use a synthetic brush.
Oh, really?
Don't ask me why. I do not know why, but you need to use a synthetic
All
brush.
right, we'll remember that.
So go ahead and completely cover your wood block with this. And it's a great use for those kind of old funky brushes you have that you really don't want to use for painting anymore because you want to use nice ones for painting. Thank you for holding that down as it's rocking around on me. Okay.
I love to help, Lauren.
Get that covered. I'll kind of, for the most part, cover that. And then you can either add some on the back, or if I was to cover that entire thing. Okay. As I say, it works great as the glue on this. So get that adhered. Pretend I did that whole thing.
Okay.
Okay.
We're always in a hurry.
I know. Just pretend. Just pretend. That put down, and then you want to cover that up. Okay. So you want to make sure that you've got step 1 done on your entire piece.
Okay.
And then you only need to let that dry about 15 minutes. Okay.
You know, one thing I did notice on these is the card takes up almost all of the room, and it really makes it look nice, doesn't it?
Right, and that's what's going to be really nice. When we crackle it, we're then going to apply a gel over the top, and the light part on the card itself, that's what's really going to show up with those cracks.
Okay.
So by having a piece that covers almost all of it, it really does help.
It does help.
Okay, now
What's
that's
next?
dry 15 minutes, we're going to step 2.
Okay, are we really going to be able to see this crack?
No, we're not. I'm sorry, but you're going to see the end result of it.
Okay.
I'm using a different synthetic brush, obviously, because my first one is dirty. Now just carefully, paint over the top of that.
Yes.
Now this fine crackle does take approximately 24 hours to crack. So we don't have that long, unfortunately, Patty.
Okay.
So we won't get to see it, but just completely coat that. And it was too hard to try to time it out exactly so it would actually crack for us.
We could have set up a camera for like
Right.
2 days and watched this, right? Wouldn't that be fun?
But it would probably start doing it before that time, but in that time you can probably expect it to be cracked.
Okay.
Now if you did like I did and get some of those funky bristles in there, get those out of there. That's what
All
happens
right.
when you have to use these cheap brushes, okay?
But it looks really good.
Get that done, and as I say, let that dry 24 hours.
Okay.
Now on this particular one, we've done that, and it's cracked, but you really won't be able to see as good until I put on some of the brown antiquing gel.
Oh, so you're going to put it into the cracks.
I'm going to put it into the cracks. Now I
Okay.
want to apply a spray varnish on this that sets the cracks,
All right.
okay, and makes it so that it's not so absorbent. I have pretty much used up my whole plate there, so I'm going to squirt some of this out here.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back to using a good brush, okay?
Yes.
Just put some of that on there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then we're going to rub it off.
You know,
Okay,
this
but look
really
how quick that went.
looks like an antique,
And then just
Lauren.
using a rag, just rub that off. And look at how gorgeous that
You know
fine
what?
crackle is on there.
No joke, I don't think I've ever seen crackle that small.
I think it is absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Let that dry and then apply some of the varnish on top of that. And then all we're going to do, I have too many brushes in my hand, is just tear a piece of ribbon and tie that around.
Okay.
That's all there is to it, Patty.
Oh, this is
Talk about
lovely.
simple.
Very New England looking, isn't it?
though? So go home and use all your old Christmas cards and your wood blocks and get.
Okay.
I can hardly wait to do fine crackle on everything.
It's beautiful. Thanks so much,
You're
Lauren.
welcome.
Now, coming up next, we'll show you some new and exciting craft ideas.
We have an exciting blowout today that's going to do two things for you. A, it's going to save you money, and B, it's going to give you an opportunity to decorate your home in the latest styles. Annika, these are great kits.
These are neat. We actually have two separate ones. You can get one or the other for the same price. We do have the classic garden blowout and then a fairy and angel blowout.
Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the garden one here. This has a variety of different things that you can use in your home.
This is neat. We have the topiary, which is an ivy topiary. We also have a grapevine, and then we have another ivy, which is really neat if you're going to put over your door or on the railing or something.
Right. Plus, you get an assortment of paint and the stencil brushes. And you know, with this set, you can bring the outdoors inside and have beautiful ivy and grapevine designs. That's really a very popular look right now. Very elegant.
Perfect for a patio room, yeah.
Oh, I think so too. Now, we also have this kit, which is Back to Nature.
It's the fairy and angel. This is really cute. I'm into fairies and I'm into angels, so of course this would be my pick. You get the fairy angel stencils along with the Back to Nature stencils, the brushes, and also the palette.
Right. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the finished examples. We have a lot of ivy examples, everything from terracotta pots to teapots. And then how about this? How do you like this one?
I really think that's a good idea because you're always going to parties and you always bring a bottle of wine, so why not decorate a little? And
right, and just give everything that theme. You could do your whole table setting for this. Look, this tray is beautiful.
It's a good way to match things throughout your house.
And I love on this table, or this little dresser, the way they've added a little bit of the soft mauve and pink to the ivy. That's really an elegant look, don't you think?
I like it.
I really like that. Hey, let's look at some of the fairy examples.
Those are cute. I really like the tall birdhouse fairy. And then the frame next to it is really cute.
Right. Those are very nice examples. Now here's a little triptych, an interesting way that you can display some wildflowers. I'd kind of like to write the name of that underneath that design. And then this is a wonderful piece with the ferns and the flowers. You can see how versatile you can be with these, don't you think?
Well, and you can always save little pieces of furniture that otherwise you would throw away or just toss in your garage and give them a good primer and put some paint on them.
Well, I think the thing about stenciling is it adds your personal touch to your home, and it says, you know, that you really care about where you live. Now, once again, this is a very impressive blowout value. You get a $30.84 value, and it's only $19.95, so that's over 35% off the retail price, and you can't beat that.
No, not at all.
But you're going to give us a little demo.
I have a little angel here that I'm going to do. I usually sponge on my background first, which is easy just to get the colors in there.
Okay, and as you're doing that, I want to make sure that I was clear in that each kit is a savings of 35%. Each kit is $19.97, so whether you choose the Classic Garden, which is absolutely beautiful, or the Fairy and Angel, each kit is going to be $19.97, but it's a wonderful value. And really, I think these two work perfectly together. So I actually have some of these pieces in my home where I've used some of each kit, so you might want to think about getting both kits. That would be a deal.
As well as I do too. I thought they were pretty nice myself.
Yes,
so
I like these.
Added some decor. Then I get my colors that I want. This is yellow for the dress.
Okay.
You can always tape over the spaces that you don't want to use.
Okay, and
so that way
you're doing this on the orange background, that's why you went ahead and lightened it up a little bit first with the white?
Just so you can see a contrasting color.
Good idea, Annika. I know there's different types of stenciling. Which is your favorite technique with a brush?
Depending on what I'm doing, I like doing the circles a lot if it's a smaller type. If there's a lot of rigid lines, then I do outward in so I don't get it underneath.
Okay. That's going to be awfully cute.
Perfect for Halloween colors, don't you? I need a little pumpkin patch on the other side.
Well, once again, you're doing this. It's great for, I always like to go to the end of the year, or the end of the season, and then start thinking about how I'm going to decorate for next year.
For next year, yeah.
Right. But this is going to carry you through to Christmas and the spring, because the fairies and angels are so versatile.
And who doesn't like angels?
These are awfully cute. Well, while you're stenciling, I want to go ahead and remind everybody that this is such a good deal. If you love fairies and angels and ivy, this is going to be a really fun project for you to do, whether you choose either one or whether you use both. Hey, let's go ahead and peel this up and see how it looks so far. Ta-da! Looks great.
You can actually see a little girl on there.
Thank you, Annika.
You're welcome.
Coming up next, we're going to have today's Watch and Win winners, so stay tuned.
Here's a tip for whitewashing wood projects. Try using a damp sponge instead of a paintbrush. This allows for a smoother look, and if you apply too much paint, you can wipe it off until you have the perfect amount.
It's time for Watch and Win, and today we have a new Watch and Win box cover. It is beautiful and elegant. Don't you think so, Patty?
It is very pretty. It looks like springtime.
This is from Linda Nording, and she is from Janesville, Wisconsin, and she sent us a letter, and it says, let's see, some of the things that were passing through my mind is I hope I pass Heidi's scissor cutting test. And she was really concerned and really worried that it would be something we would love. And then she says, let's see, when I make something, it's a piece of me. My heart and soul is in each project. Aww. My youngest son, age 20, said to me recently, Mom, everything you do turns out good. Why do you worry so much? You don't need to worry so much, Linda. You did a lovely job.
It is gorgeous.
Yes. Well, Linda is going to win Aleene's Creative Living magazine,
right,
a catalog, and a $15 gift certificate. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yes.
And we're always looking for more, so keep sending in your box cover entries.
That's right. Just so they're not white. It'll be perfect.
Well, let's get on with the prize, Patty.
Okay. I've got a great prize. Today's Watch and Win prize is the special Paper Pizzazz Get Acquainted kit valued at $19.99.
Ooh, and this is wonderful. Let's find out who's going to win that.
All right. You want to pick?
Okay, sure. All right, this is from Melody Horeen from Marion, Indiana.
All right, Melody.
Congratulations. Just call us up anytime at 1-800-825-3363 to claim your great hot off the press papers.
That's right. Now, tomorrow we're going to drape your Christmas tree in elegance with ribbons and lights.
Oh, that sounds great. We'll do some scrapbooking with sensational stickopotamus sticker stuff.
Oh, boy. And silk screen some greeting cards for the holidays.
We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.